Sooners and the wild scene that is a blackout game here in Lubbock, Texas. Into the mayhem walk the 7th-ranked Sooners with their national championship hopes still very much on the line. Oklahoma and Texas Tech. And when these two last got together in this particular stadium, it was an offensive explosion for the ages.
Baker's got it. He's going to sling it for the end zone. Oh, mama! He's got a touchdown!
Mahomes kept it himself. Touchdown, Red Raiders. Fingertip catch right in the corner of the end zone.
It took every ounce of offense the Sooners had tonight, but they're going to ride out of Lubbock with a win.
What a wild affair that was. Perhaps you're familiar with the two quarterbacks from that game. Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes will meet in Cleveland in the NFL tomorrow. So the names have changed, but you get the idea about the offense. The two top-scoring offenses in the Big 12, two top-scoring offenses among the top 10. How's your statement Saturday going so far, everybody? With Brian Greasy, I'm Steve Levy. Todd McShay will join us. You might want to get comfortable. We're going to be here for a while.
You might want to get your touchdown call ready.
We expect a whole lot of points and some flying tortillas as well. Oklahoma is not afraid of the one loss they already have. We saw it in 15. We saw it last year. 3 times in the last 4 years, they've got the chance to get back to the playoff where they want to be.
Certainly do. And, you know, the championship teams get better as the season goes on. And the month of November for Oklahoma, that has been championship time. They have not lost a game in the month of November since 2014. Make no mistake, Lincoln Riley thinks he has a championship football team. Despite losing Baker Mayfield, they might be better with Kyler Murray, but they want to win a national championship. That's the difference, and Oklahoma will be ready to play tonight.
We asked Lincoln Riley about that. Is the offense better this year? And he gave a long, drawn-out pause. Todd McShay, people are making the argument they are more efficient this time around without Mayfield.
Well, a lot of statistics will back that up, and it's amazing when you lose the first overall pick in Baker Mayfield, the quarterback position, and you just reload. Kyler Murray is the big difference. They've gotten so many more explosive plays this year because of his mobility, and you just see him extending plays, and then when he takes off and run, I would argue that he's the fastest quarterback in college football. So Texas Tech certainly has its hands full tonight trying to defend Murray in this offense for the Sooners.
Much more from Todd on the way. We're so used to talking about the Oklahoma offense, but the defense is the story nationally because of the change. That one pesky loss to Texas, which doesn't look so good anymore. They gave up the 48 points. Lincoln Riley finally said, Mike Stoops, that's enough. He brings in Ruffin McNeil. They've been better the last 2 games. So are they better?
Honestly, I don't know the answer to that question. I mean, yes, they've been better against TCU and Kansas State, but TCU and Kansas State have not been lining up any scoreboards. We're going to find out more tonight. I think that's the #1 question to find out about Oklahoma. Is that defense really better? They will be tested tonight, and they will be without one of their important players, Buki Bradley-Hiles, a true freshman, who's become an important part of this defense. So we'll see how they react to that.
About to take the field, and here they come. Texas Tech will not be afraid. They will not be bullied out of their own building. Texas Tech has won the toss. That means Cliff Kingsbury's offense will be on the field first. Here's Todd McShay.
Coach, 2 years ago in this field, we had that epic battle going back and forth with Pat Mahomes, Baker Mayfield. What do we expect tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good offensive players. I don't think it'll be that, but it should be a heck of a ball game.
Thanks, Coach.
I'll sign up for that. I'll sign up for a heck of a ball game. I'll sign up for half the yards we had 2 years ago. It's been already a great day of college football.
Oh, my gosh, that West Virginia-Texas game,
yes.
You know, at the end there, Dana Holgorsen saying, hey, you want to win the game? Let's go win the game to Will Grier. I love it.
I love it. And then they get the 2-point conversion. There was a timeout was called. They had to do it again, and Will Grier got it done. Taquan Bowman is back to receive. And we are underway from Lubbock on a Saturday night, the first Saturday in November. And as the flying tortillas hit the field, bring out the quarterback. Cliff Kingsbury has started several freshmen at quarterback. Remember Jonathan Football? 2013, it was Baker Mayfield to Davis Webb. They split some time. Patrick Mahomes in 2014. What's Mahomes doing these days? Just lighting up the NFL. And this season, it's the Alan Bowman show. He has been very impressive. He'll make just his 7th start of this season here tonight. And he lacks game experience, but is said to be mature beyond his 18 years.
I mean, look at that, 3rd in all of college football, throwing the football. So he has come in and progressed in a way that is unique. He's a very experienced quarterback.
And he'll come out throwing on 1st down and 10. And able to complete. Antoine Wesley for the gain to bring a 2nd and short. Here's Todd on the matchups.
Yeah, I mentioned in the open, the wide receivers are big for Texas Tech. Antoine Wesley, 6'5", 200 pounds. He has a huge size advantage over Trey Brown, the cornerback at 5'10", 182 pounds.
Bowman's throwing again. This time it's T.J. Vasher. Trey Brown on the coverage for Oklahoma.
You're going to see this most of the football game. That ball getting out to those big wide receivers Todd mentioned. Texas Tech averages 47 pass attempts a game. That's no surprise. Alan Bowman finally healthy after that collapsed lung against West Virginia.
Spent 5 days in the hospital. Had his best week of practice since this week. 1st down and 10. Take the handoff and the throw to Wesley. His 2nd grab of the young knight, and he'll try to lean ahead. 1st down yardage. I think it's going to be short. Bring him 2nd down, probably less than a yard.
Right off the bat for this Oklahoma defense, they've made changes. Ruffin McNeil has gone with some younger players. Ronnie Perkins, the true freshman, playing a bunch at that outside jack position. They're young in the secondary. That's where this Oklahoma defense will be challenged tonight.
It's Wesley, his 3rd grab already. It's 2.5 minutes into the game, but it's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
A lot of substitutions. See the center judge there holding the offense, allowing the defense to substitute. Texas Tech doesn't have any issue with the play clock because they go so fast.
6 defensive backs in for Oklahoma now. 3rd and 7 from just across midfield. Bowman flush from the pocket. Throwing on the run. And down the sideline, it's incomplete. Jordan Parker able to knock it away. 4th down.
Oklahoma comes up with a stop. I felt like Bowman could have run for it here. You can see from this angle, a lot of green grass in front of him. If he would have pressed the issue there, he may have been able to get the 1st down with his legs.
So the false start penalty crushes that drive. And Dominic Patazzolo is set to punt. CeeDee Lamb is back for Oklahoma. Gets in the air. The fair catch is called at the 4-yard line. Can't say enough about Kyler Murray. Everyone's raving about the skill set, and this is not news, people. He never lost a game in high school. I mean, and 3 state championships. Oh, by the way, he's the 9th overall pick in baseball by the Swinging Athletics. He's in the top 10 in 7 different offensive categories. It's almost unfair. One kid should have so much talent.
Well, and really the scary thing is when you talk with Lincoln Riley, he says, listen, this kid doesn't have a whole lot of game experience, okay? He can be so much better than he already is, and he's having a historic season. He picked the wrong season to have a great season because of Tua Tagovailoa at Alabama, but this kid has been equally as good as Tua.
He will start backed up. Oklahoma from their own 4-yard line. Standing in the end zone. With Trey Sermon to his right. Give it to Sermon. Somehow he's able to squeak through down to the 9-yard line.
You're going to see everybody wants to talk about Marquise Brown and the speed of Marquise Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Kyler Murray. But if you ask Lincoln Riley, he says, listen, the reason we're getting better and better as a team is this offensive line is really starting to gel together, led by their redshirt freshman center, Creed Humphrey.
2nd down and 6. Texas Tech showing some pressure. Now they drop out of it. Send a 4th player late. Kyler Murray to throw. It's picked off. His first throw of the game intercepted by Vontae Dorsey. Dorsey. Dorsey inside the 10, and he'll be dropped inside the 5-yard line. 17-yard interception return. Vontae Dorsey, the senior, picks Kyler Murray off. The one thing Murray hadn't been doing all season, throwing interceptions.
He's just trying to throw the dig route to Marquise Brown and never sees Vontae Dorsey. You're right, Kyler Murray hasn't thrown many interceptions, only 3 on the entire season. And a great opportunity for Texas Tech here at home to get this crowd in the game and take the lead.
Dorsey getting his 3rd consecutive start. The quick change, we'll see how Texas Tech will try to take advantage. From the 3-yard line, on the ground, it's Henry, and he's going to lose yards on the play. That's the true freshman, Tayson Henry, knocked out by Kenneth Murray for the loss.
And right off the bat, this Oklahoma defense put in a sudden change situation. This has been one of the areas they have struggled. Red zone defense. They've had 24 opportunities with possessions on red zone defense, and they've given up 20 touchdowns in those 24. That's the worst in FBS.
Henry has come out. Ward is checked back in. 2nd down and goal. Bowman sends Ward in motion. Bowman looking, middle of the end zone. Wide open is T.J. Vasher for the score. And the Red Raiders draw first blood.
Everybody talk about how this is a tough place to play, right? And Oklahoma comes in, they're on a roll offensively, and Kyler Murray hasn't played a lot of football on the road, by the way. Most of his games have been in the friendly confines of Norman, and so we'll see how he reacts to this.
Here's Clayton Hatfield. And it's 7-0. My prediction for the night is this will not be the final score. We will see some other touchdowns tonight. Probably not a whole lot of field goals. Kyler Murray refuses to turn the football over, except he gets picked off here, and Alan Bowman makes him pay. 7-0, the home team.
I think they have the attention of the Sooners now.
Yes, if they didn't have it coming in, they've got it right now. The blackout is part of Texas Tech's Celebrate Energy promotion, where they recognize oil, gas, and wind energy industries, which are so vital here in West Texas. Trey Brown, fair caught that punt down on the 4, trying to bring it out, and he is rocked. First down and 10. Kyler Murray will keep it himself.
You gotta see this. This is the quickness of Kyler Murray. They run this option, and if he sees any green grass in between the tackles, he's going to take it. But the thing that he does probably better than any quarterback in the country is he gets down. Now, we know he's a baseball player. He's got to slide down to a tee.
2nd down and 5. That's Marquise Brown out of some jet motion. Murray down the middle of the field looking for C.D. Lamb. You send Marquise Brown in motion, all eyes follow, and then it's Murray taking a shot for Lamb.
Well, and Lamb had a couple of steps just a little bit off from Kyler Murray. Those are the plays that they've been hitting consistently this season, but it brings up an opportunity here, 3rd and 5. We'll see what David Gibbs decides to do. How do you defend Kyler Murray in 3rd down situations? Do you try to heat him up? If you do, you're leaving your corners on an island against 2 of the fastest receivers in college football.
4 receivers in. Sermon a single setback for 3rd down and 5. Just got the play away. Good pocket for Murray. Throws it, it's intercepted again. It's picked off, and it's Vontae Dorsey again. His 2nd interception. Dorsey still on his feet, and he'll be dropped at the 25. Vontae Dorsey. What a night for Dorsey already. It's a 31-yard fumble return. We thought he would be kicked out of the game for targeting.
Take a look at this, Steve. They're confusing Kyler is confused. He goes from one side to the other, and then when he tries to throw this football here, he just misses him, throws the ball high, and it goes right to Dorsey. Clearly, Kyler Murray's a little bit rattled to start this football game. And now Tony Jones is going to talk to him. That's not going to stop.
First down, here's Bowman throwing. Anton Wesley catching. And a tackle by Justin Broyles to bring up second down. Dorsey has 48 yards in return yardage so far. Oklahoma's offense has 38 yards.
Well, if you're Texas Tech, you have to make Oklahoma pay, right? You know that Kyler Murray's not going to be held down all night. They're going to score their points. They come in averaging close to 50 a game. So you have to take advantage of these two opportunities to score touchdowns off turnovers.
And you're not talking about a field goal here either. 8 minutes to play on the first. Quick pitch to Wesley, trying to gain the edge, and he's got first down yardage.
And you mentioned earlier, Brian, that 20 out of 24 times the defense has allowed a touchdown. Texas Tech has been really good this year. They're fourth in the FBS in touchdowns scored inside the red zone, so not a good matchup.
The only teams who have allowed more touchdowns in the red zone than Oklahoma, Bowling Green, Wake Forest, and East Carolina. You do not want to be in that company. That's Henry, stumbles back to the line of scrimmage.
Right, there's a lot of talking going on the field. Both sides are jabbing, talking at each other. Texas Tech clearly came into this game with an attitude that they were not going to be bullied. And you've seen it from their defense, and now their offense is talking.
Jet Duffy has come in at quarterback now. They like him inside the red zone. Brings a running element. But he's going to throw. In the setup to Henry. To the goal line. Touchdown. And Texas Tech makes Oklahoma pay for the 2 interceptions.
Great play design from Cliff Kingsbury. You put Jet Duffy in there, you know they're gonna key on him. Then you throw the ball outside to Henry with great blocking out in front from Jadeon High, and the tight end Dante Thompson gets Henry into the end zone.
Here's Clayton Hatfield. The extra point. Just got that through. 6:59 left in the first. Just what you expected. Texas Tech up 14-0. Texas Tech over Oklahoma. Murray in the first 8 games threw 3 interceptions. Tonight, the 2 picks in the first 8 minutes of our game. Here's Kennedy Brooks. His first carry of the young game. Rico Jeffers makes the stop. They love the young linebacker for Texas Tech.
If you're Lincoln Riley, you're going to settle your quarterback down, right? And the best way to do that, run the football. In Oklahoma, their advantage is they come in averaging 237 yards rushing on the ground. That's first in the Big 12. They can rely on that run game.
Second down and 7. Here's Murray. Going to try to do it with his legs since the arm isn't working right now. He is pounded down by Jordan Brooks to bring up a 3rd down and 1.5, let's say.
And we're talking with this Texas Tech defense and David Gibbs. They said, listen, if we have a chance to take our shots at Kyler Murray when he's running the football, he has to feel us. We've got to hit him when he's running the football. That time Brooks got a big shot.
3rd down and 2. That's Brown in a slot, bottom of your screen. Off the play fake. Murray to throw. Lofts one, and it's open. Jeremiah Hall, the fullback out of the backfield. On a 3rd down and 2, go to Jeremiah Hall, his 2nd catch of the season. It goes for 35.
Well, you're worried about Trey Sermon, Kennedy Brooks, Marquise Brown, C.D. Lamb, you name it. Okay, let's throw it to a guy who hasn't caught a ball all year. Jeremiah Hall. Great play design from Lincoln Riley.
Kyler Murray will pick up some passing yardage and maybe some confidence there. He's got 2 completions and 2 interceptions. On the ground, Trey Sermon makes a few people miss, and he'll dance inside the 20. And finally out of bounds. See where they mark him. talking about the 18-yard line. And you see Trey Sermon, let's go, let's go, let's go, here we go.
That's their #1 play. It's that counter. They pull both the guard and the tackle, and they're going to wrap around, and they're going to maul your linebackers with those two pullers. But for Texas Tech, they've got to tackle better. That time they haven't stopped at the line of scrimmage, and Ja'Shawn Johnson and Vontae Dorsey both missed tackles on Sermon.
First down and 10 at the Texas Tech 19. Murray under pressure, trying to get out of there. Kyler Murray, the fastest player on the field. You get an example of that. Able to turn the edge. He was just running away from Justice Parker. That kind of seemed unfair.
Texas Tech had the perfect defense call. They had somebody free in the backfield, and there's no defensive lineman or linebacker in college football that's going to catch that man.
What a safety, any safety.
I think the only guy that can catch Kyler Murray actually plays on his team, and he wears #5.
Yes. Marquise Brown. Second down and 7. 4 wide receivers at Sermon. Murray to throw. Able to complete to Lee Morris for the touchdown. And that's how you answer back if you're the 7th-ranked Sooners. 16 yards. Murray to Morris for the score. 14-6. And Austin Seibert, I beg your pardon, is about to come on and attempt to make some history. With his next extra point, he'll set the FBS record. And he boots it through. Austin Seibert, congratulations. You're in the history books. And Lee Morris, I don't know if he's Chris Carter, but all he does is catch touchdown passes. 13th catch, 7th touchdown of the season. Nice moment for Austin Seibert, senior from Belleville, Illinois. Sets the new FBS record for extra points made. He's made 145 in a row, by the way. And there you see, you got a chance to make some more history tonight. There's school history, there's conference history, and there is FBS history as well. Figures to get there tonight. Probably won't be kicking a lot of field goals, be a lot of extra points. 14-7, 4 to play. And Daquan Bowman will go for the touchback. We'll have plenty of time to chit-chat about what's going on in college football. Here's Alan Bowman now. Got plenty of green in front of him. Nice touch on that pass for first down yardage. T.J. Vasher. It's Vasher and Wesley. Wesley and Vasher tonight. His 4th grab already.
These two guys, we talked about it in the open. They're so long, 6'6" and 6'5", both of them. And you got to get the football out to them as much as you possibly can. It's been mostly short throws. Wouldn't be shocked to see him go down the field soon.
Tayson Henry to the right of Alan Bowman. Bowman cocks and fires. Wide open across the middle is Seth Collins. His first reception of the night. Delarian Turner-Yell made the stop. It's a gain of 14.
Really nice throw from Alan Bowman, too. You're going to see he'll step into this throw. That's the one thing that Cliff Kingsbury wanted to see him do better, was be confident and stride towards his target. Last week against Iowa State, he was a little bit too nonchalant throwing off his back foot. That's a good sign for Bowman early.
Chris, he's 10 of 11. When I was 18, I couldn't find my car keys. 3rd and 6. Bowman throws again, finding a seam. Antoine Wesley, his 6th catch, wide open, gain of 21.
And Ruffin McNeil has got to find a way to put a little pressure on this kid. He's got no pass rush whatsoever right now, and Bowman is just comfortable. You see, it's a modified 4-man rush. They bring the linebacker off the edge, but the second-level throws right now, Bowman is seeing it and being accurate with the football.
That's Collins. And he's going to be dropped for a 7-yard loss. Trey Brown came up to make the stop.
I just wonder at some point is Oklahoma going to make some adjustments with their pass rush. They're not even trying to rush them. They're basically just hanging in there and trying to keep gap control and not attacking the quarterback. And he just has too much time to throw.
Well, Todd, this is an Oklahoma defense, and the defensive line that just has not had any kind of consistent pass rush all season.
1 quarter in the books from Lubbock. We'll be back after this message from the local ABC station. As we open up quarter number 2, DeLeon Ward off the screen, and he's inside the 25.
DeLeon Ward's quietly having a really nice game so far. He's got the touchdown already. He's catching the ball well out of the backfield. He's only 180 pounds. A young player, just a true sophomore, but Cliff Kingsbury using him in all kinds of situations here early.
3rd down and 9. After all that penalty yardage piling up.
Soft umbrella look from Oklahoma defensively with 3 safeties in the game.
Only rushing 3. Bowman has all sorts of time. Directing traffic. Lofts one dangerously and nearly intercepted. Trey Brown could not hang on to it. I'm not sure if he would have been able to stay in bounds anyway. Going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, and all the people that say, oh, why do you only rush 3? Well, because you can drop 8 and everybody's covered. And especially in 3rd and long situations, there was nowhere to go with that football. But as you mentioned, a very dangerous decision there from Bowman. Fortunate to be able to attempt this field goal.
Here's Clayton Hatfield. This will be from 42 and a half. On the way, hits the upright and goes through. That's clean living for Clayton Hatfield. And it's 17-7, Texas Tech.
Holds good. Just kind of hooked it a little bit, but with the kiss.
They got 3 Bowmans on this Texas Tech offense. Reed Bowman is the holder. There's Alan Bowman and there's Daquan Bowman, and none of them are related as far as I can tell. Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, Todd McShay on a Saturday night, Lubbock, Texas.
And you can make the argument that they've been better offensively through the first half of the season with Kyler Murray at quarterback.
Here is Murray taking off. Man, he is fast. Look at him blowing past people. And down to the 41, Jashawn Johnson got him. That started out as nothing, and it turned into a 31-yard game.
Well, if you're Lincoln Riley, you got a dilemma, right? This guy is so talented doing this that you want to run him, but you also don't want to run him too much in case he might, get hit or get hurt. He's only 195 pounds, maybe 5'10".
We have a dilemma trying to squeeze in the occasional instant replay. He runs fast, and they go fast. Marquise Brown on the receiving end there. 2nd and 1. I like to take a shot from this spot. But they'll put it on the ground to Kennedy Brooks. He's got 1st down yardage and then some inside the 30. Jordan Brooks on Kennedy Brooks there.
We're starting to see this offensive line for Oklahoma leaning on people, opening up big holes in the run game.
Murray to throw, sips one in there, and Calcaterra is rocked for the 2nd time, and it's Vontae Dorsey who nailed him again. Full marks to Calcaterra, who's made 2 tremendous grabs and able to hang on. That one for 13.
Safety in the middle of the field. Here's Vontae Dorsey right here, and they're going to run the inside slant with Calcaterra. Now, Kyler Murray has to know that safety is there. He's been there the whole game. He's picked you off twice, and you're going to put your wide receiver in a difficult position there to take a big shot. Calcaterra was on the ground for an extended period of time. We'll see if he's able to come back in the football game.
He's out right now. Nick Basquin has checked in his place. Quick throw from Marquise Brown. They'll pick up a couple on the play. 2nd down. Rico Jeffers will stop. They confirmed while we were away that it was a catch. I mean, Calcaterra to be able to hang on, accept that kind of punishment. A sophomore from Rancho Santa Margarita, California. He's a triplet. He's got a whole lot of concerned people out there rooting for him and watching right now. Oklahoma trailing by 10 at the 12 of Texas Tech. Murray trying to scamper out with plenty of running room in front of him, and he makes it look easy. Kyler Murray for the rush rushing touchdown, his 7th of the season, 12 yards, no one touching him.
David Gibbs decided to bring a little bit of pressure. We wondered when he would begin to do that, right? And that's the gamble that you take. If you bring pressure, you can't just get into the backfield. You got to get this kid on the ground. And if you make one mistake in one lane, it's a house call.
Austin Seibert, who's hit 145, make it 146 consecutive extra points.
You're going to see David Gibbs brings a little bit of pressure. Here's two guys coming off of the edge. And watch when this pocket starts to collapse. Jordan Brooks goes outside, and Kyler Murray goes inside, and that's all it takes. All it takes is half of a gap, and if you're out of position, he did the same thing to Texas at the end of that game and went 60 yards for a touchdown. He just has that kind of explosiveness.
Okay, he had only thrown 3 picks all season coming into tonight. And as you mentioned, Grease, this is just the 12th start of his college career. Made 3 starts earlier at Texas A&M. Then the 1 start last year when he started in place of Baker Mayfield. And then, of course, this season. First down and 10 in a 17-14 game. Wesley climbs the ladder to make the play. Antoine Wesley with his 8th catch already of the night. They're across midfield, gain of 30.
Wesley and Vasher have been up to the task so far in this game, and now Oklahoma has put Parnell Motley in. Continue to attack him.
Bowman trying to get out of there. He's all the way back to his own 30. Bowman aloft it down the sideline, and well, I mean, that's well beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, he was going
no intentional ground.
He was going so far back. He was running backwards, and he wouldn't have been able to throw the ball back to the line of scrimmage. So he had to get around man just to get his momentum going forward to get it back towards the line of scrimmage.
He's not quite Kyler Murray when on the move.
That's a lot of work for an incompletion.
Only his 3rd incompletion of the night. Bowman 16 of 19 for a $147 and the 1 touchdown pass. Jet Duffy threw the other touchdown pass. We're seeing a whole lot tonight. We've got 12 minutes left in the half. Trying to set up the screen to Ward. This has been effective for the Red Raiders, and it is again down the sideline. Able to beat one man. DeLeon Ward to the house. It's 45 off the screen, and Texas Tech will add to their lead.
Play call from Cliff Kingsbury, and then great execution on the outside. The blocking from the offensive line on Perkins. Then Vasher gets a block on the corner Norwood, and then DeLeon Ward with a little bit of a shallow cut. And the biggest question coming into this game was this Oklahoma defense, and they have been torched here in the first half.
Jordan Parker faked out of his shoes. Extra point by Hatfield is on the way. You see the frustration by Parker. He knows. They'll go find the new pair of shoes. Watch number 1 in white. I got him. I got him. I ain't got him. 24-14. Texas Tech. It was 10 years ago Thursday. Texas Tech had trailed 19-0, roared back to beat number 1 ranked Texas. And Todd McShay knows because, as Chris Berman would say, he was there.
10 years ago. I can't believe it's been 10 years, but it was a wild, weird night, Halloween weekend, and you could just feel it. Coming down the tunnel that night, I remember thinking to myself, this place is going to get unglued tonight, and that's exactly what happened. It was an awesome scene. It was fun, and it's starting to feel a little bit like that night here.
Well, that's good news for the Red Raiders.
Murray to throw. Able to complete. Lee Morris. The pass was behind him, and Morris able to readjust himself, and make the grab.
You get that offensive line going, you get the run game going, then the RPOs start to open up, and that's very difficult to defend.
Gain of 21 there. Here's Murray to throw again, the far side. It's Marquise Brown. He's going to be short of the marker to bring up a 3rd down and short. Something else to watch with Cody Ford. So he has the one on sportsmanlike penalty already.
Yeah,
so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, if he gets another one, he'd be out. I think that's on Benbaugh, too, to talk to him, his offensive line coach.
Second down and 1. They got plenty from Trey Sermon. Down to the 31. Yeah, there's a lot of talking. There's a lot of yapping going on in the field. It's a physical Big 12. You can have points and still be in a physical, nasty game with these two offenses.
Yeah, there's no question. These two teams don't like each other. And I think Texas Tech, especially given the fact that they've jumped out to an early lead, they taste it. They want to win. And Lincoln Riley, I think, now is understanding he's going to have a four-quarter battle.
It is Sermon on the ground. There's plenty of running room. He's shifty. Trey Sermon still on his feet and finally knocked out at the 5-yard line. Again, that's one of those plays that look like nothing and turns into a 28-yard gain.
You see Bobby Evans pulls around from his left tackle spot and gets the block right there in the hole. And then you get Trey Sermon to the second level. And he's just a big physical presence at 225 pounds. You know, they started this season with Rodney Anderson. They lost him. They lost Marcelius Sutton this week to a broken leg. They're down to 3 backs on the entire team.
First down and goal. Here's Sermon out of a wildcat. Took the snap and scores. Trey Sermon and bows to the public.
You get the sense that Oklahoma, when they want to be physical and run the football, they're going to be able to do that, and we will tonight. This time the fullback, 27, Jeremiah Hall. Look at the block he gets on the linebacker, and that's what seals it for Sermon right at the gut.
So I'd say the Sooners have settled down nicely after the first 2 interceptions, touchdowns on all 3 of their next possessions. Seibert boots it through. What else is new? And it's a 3-point game with 8:53 to go here in the first half. Ben now jumps into the show and says, we are on pace for 128 points. 128 points tonight. Like I said, pull up a chair. Get comfy.
Well, we know Oklahoma can score. The question is, can they get a stop?
DeMarcus Felton is the ball carrier, a senior from Houston.
So Ruffin McNeil has decided to play 3 safeties here in this game. He's playing without Buki Radley-Hiles, their true freshman, who was playing their nickel position. So they've had to bring in Justin Broyles, number 25, who's a redshirt freshman. And they're also having to play another true freshman in Delaren Turniel in the secondary. And Ruffin McNeil has got a lot of young players he's trying to groom.
DeMarcus Felton. See, that's a backward pass in a live football. Felton's able to recover it. And that could have been disastrous for Texas Tech. Texas Tech has rushed the football just 5 times. 21 passes, 5 rushes.
They are going to say that was a backwards pass. Let's take a look where Bowman throws this football from.
A backward pass is under further review.
Looks like he's on about the 36-yard line. The ball is on about the 36. Let's see where Felton touches this ball. No, that was a forward.
Yes. And again, Felton had recovered it anyway, so it's just where they spot the ball. Seth Collins in motion in the slot now. Here's Alan Bowman under some pressure. And he will just throw that one away.
A defensive stop, Steve.
Yes. You don't hear that too often. This will bring up the second punt for Texas Tech in this game. Dominic Panazzolo has had a terrific season. Only 3 of his 40 punts have been returned. How about that for a second? 10 yards total of return yards against the Panazzolo punts. I'm not repeating that. CeeDee Lamb is back deep. And it takes a bounce. Let's see. Let's see. I think that's going to go for the touchback. Let's see. They got it.
Give it to him, yeah. It's where he possesses that football. Doesn't matter that he went into the end zone. It's where the gunner possesses that ball. clear possession in the field of play. That official marked him at the 1-yard line. Now they're discussing it. Looks like a good call to me.
It's a 54-yard punt. The 24-yard roll. What a play. Starting from the 1. Trey Sermon trying to get some breathing room, and he does. That's a huge play on first down.
Well, it was a great job by Texas Tech down in that ball in this field position. Now, if you're Texas Tech defensively, you might think about being a little bit more aggressive. The last 3 drives, you've been really road graded with this run game. Sell out to stop the run game if I was Tech defensively.
They've had some rough starting field position. And yet they're only trailing by 3. Here's Sermon with some running room.
And this offensive line we've talked about it. Physical, nasty, finishing to the point where, it's questionable at times whether they're going too far. But it's just huge. Cody Ford, I thought on the first play, got away with a hold. On the second play, he had a huge block to open up that hole. 2 runs to get away from that 1-yard line. And now put themselves in first down situation, really because of that offensive line.
Todd's got the best seat in the house.
Yeah, I think Todd could run with some of these holes.
Let's not get carried away. Here's Sermon swung around. Joseph Wallace made the stop. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Nice job of Wallace knifing into the backfield. Tech defensively, they know they're going to give up some points. They know they're going to give up yards. They just have to get a play here or there to stop a drive. They've done it in the first quarter with the turnovers. They've got to find a way to get some penetration in the backfield to knock some of those pullers off in the run game.
Good news for Oklahoma. Grant Calcaterra is back in the football game. Top of your screen. See if Murray's looking for him again. Deep shot down the sideline for Marquise Brown. Looking around, and a catch. Officials get together and confirm. The call on the field is a grab for 46 down the sideline.
Wow, this was tight coverage. It looked like his right foot was out of bounds. See where he possesses the ball there. Yeah, clearly that's out of bounds.
Option for Sermon. He'll lower the shoulder. Taken down inside the 10. Vontae Dorsey first to hit him after the gain of 12.
Vontae Dorsey has been all over the field this first half, and he's not afraid to come out and lay the wood. Texas Tech has been pretty good in red zone defense this season, Steve. They had 27 possessions of defense and only given up 13 touchdowns coming into the game. So it's been an area of strength for them. We'll see if they can keep Oklahoma out of the end zone.
Sooners already have 348 yards of offense. We've got 5 minutes to go in the half, and they're trailing by 3. Trailing for now.
Again, the play clock going down to 1.
Get the snap away. Murray pitches it to Sermon. Had him behind the line of scrimmage, and then they didn't.
Well, Sermon has taken big hits on back-to-back plays on the sideline, and that's a message sent from this defense from Texas Tech. Dorsey is not afraid to come up and hit you. Brooks that time got up and laid the wood. But you see consistently 3 times in the first half that play clock going down to 0. They get a late start. Now they're coming to the line of scrimmage with 16-15. If they try to audible here, they're going to be up against it again.
Tony Jones had a chance there for the tackle for loss and couldn't make it. Snap it with 6. Murray throwing for Carson Meyer, the fullback, for the touchdown. And Oklahoma has their first lead of the game. That's a 99-yard drive. How do you like me now? Wow, what a game.
Boy, Enrico Jeffers had man-to-man coverage on Meyer, and he just whiffed. Tried to get a jam at the line of scrimmage, and he just fell down and whiffed, and Meyer was wide open for the touchdown.
Seibert inching his way to more records. Boots it through. Carson Meyer It's his third receiving touchdown of the season.
And again, you got to worry about all those different weapons offensively for Oklahoma. And we've seen in this first half, they've thrown it to Jeremiah Hall. Now they get it to Meyer. Here he is right here, and that's Rico Jeffers in man-to-man coverage. And he tries to get a jam on him and just misses. And that's the easiest touchdown throw of the season for Kyler Murray.
And it's a 28-24 lead. First lead of the game for the 7th-ranked Sooners. Here's Alan Bowman. When he rolls to his right. And he's able to complete the T.J. Vasher. Gain 5 on the play.
I don't know. I really have been fascinated by what Will Greer has been doing at West Virginia. And I think that game, West Virginia and Oklahoma, potentially those two guys going head-to-head. Whoever wins that game might give Tua a run for his money.
It's an 8-yard gain on the 5th catch by Vasher. And that's Antoine Wesley, who has 9 catches. And that'll put him over 100 yards receiving tonight.
And I really like the approach from Alan Bowman. He has not been pressing. He has not put the ball in harm's way. He hasn't turned it over. He's taken what the defense gives him. He's not trying to stay on the scoreboard and look at the scoreboard and keep up with Kyler Murray. He's just taking what the defense gives him, and he's been efficient here in the first half.
Out of the backfield, it's Ward. Bring up a 2nd down at about 4.
He brought in a new offensive line coach in Kevin Johns, who's had success running the football and the schemes of running the football. He was at Indiana for a while with Kevin Wilson, and they've had more of the tight end attached run game with Dante Thompson in the ball game, but it hasn't been consistent enough this season for Cliff Kingsbury's liking.
See Henry and Ward in there at the same time, maybe for the first time tonight. And on the ground, it's Ward. He'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. Curtis Bolton came up to make the stop. You mentioned the Army games. Curtis Bolton and Kenneth Murray, they combined for 51 tackles. Well, that's how you know the other team's on the field in the offense. 51 tackles between those two players against Army.
A lot of substitution late. Perkins running off.
Taking their sweet time. Handoff Ward to the outside. Down the sideline. DeLeon Ward. Needed only 4 yards. And he rips off 28. 1st and goal.
Boy, talk about that run game. You have a 3rd and 5 situation, and you're able to hand the ball off. Is this Texas Tech? Look at the blocking at the left tackle. Travis Bruffy kicks out man, and that gives Long an opportunity to get downfield for the big play.
First down and goal. Pitch to Ward. Plenty of running room. He's in for the touchdown. Red Raiders go back on top. Be good to hear from Lincoln Riley at halftime. This would be a good time for Todd to catch him.
Or maybe not a great time to catch him if you're Todd.
Extra point on the way. And it is good. Oklahoma will get the football to start the 2nd half. Here's Todd.
Coach, obviously a lot of frustration there. What's going on with the conversations with the refs?
You know, we've had some tough calls go against us. You know, that's part of playing on the road. We turned it over early, gave them some momentum, but give our team credit. We fought back, and we're going to settle in and play better 2nd half.
31 points allowed. How do you get that change in the 2nd half?
Well, the biggest problem was turning it over and giving them two cheap ones right there. So we got to settle back in. We got to get them on the ground and finish plays.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Again, Oklahoma is going for its 19th straight true road victory. 31-28, Texas Tech leading in Lubbock at the half. We'll send you to Kevin, Mac, and Jonathan in the studio after this message from your ABC station. We get ready for 3rd quarter action. The Red Raiders of Texas Tech lead 7th-ranked Oklahoma 31-28. You did some quick math there. What were the total yards? What was the
679 yards of offense and 59 points.
Right. So 31-28 at the half. You know, there are many difficult jobs in the country. Being a defensive coordinator in the Big 12 Conference has to be one of them.
Well, you know, all eyes were on Ruffin McNeil and that Oklahoma defense.
Yes.
Could they be a championship caliber defense, or at least good enough on potentially a championship team? And in the first half, really, they were unable to stop Texas Tech. I know there were 2 turnovers, but even when they had long fields, they had a hard time stopping Alan Bowman.
Something curious took place just prior to that kickoff. Alan Bowman is not on the field, the starting quarterback. He came out when everybody else warmed up, and you can see his other teammates are coming back on the field to start the second half, and Bowman is going the wrong way. He's headed back to the locker room. We are waiting for some kind of confirmation as to what you don't want to speculate, right? This situation might be nothing at all. And as it turns out,
he's got a little time because
Oklahoma's got the ball,
yes. But not very long.
No. On the ground to Trey Sermon. He'll just get back to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Eli Howard who comes up to make the stop. Sermon is over 100 yards for the game. That was his 15th carry. And he's stuck on 102. Second and 10, here's Murray. Red Raiders bringing some pressure, and it's great to see Calcaterra make another grab. He's got first down yardage. He took 2 tremendous blows in the first half. Levante Dorsey able to hang on for both of those. And a grab of 10 there.
I was just standing behind Kyle Murray. And tell you 2 things that stood out today with him, seeing him live for the first time. He's faster and he's smaller than you see on tape. But really impressive job there, seeing over his offensive line and being able to find a window like all the great shorter quarterbacks are able to do.
I don't know if he's seeing over, Todd, or maybe finding a window to see through.
X-ray vision. He's listed at 5'10". Doesn't sound like McShay's buying that. Here's Murray to throw. Able to complete to CeeDee Lamb. His forward progress will give him first down yardage as he swung back. The amazing thing about Murray, if he's 5'10" or 5'9", he's only had 5 passes tipped at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, we're not talking about 6 feet even. Yeah, Baker Mayfield. We're talking about 5'9" or 5'10".
I think a lot of that has to do, if he doesn't see something, he's got that athletic ability to go make a play with his feet, so he doesn't have to force anything.
Murray lost one down the sideline for Lee Morris. He's got it. Did he stay in? And the signal is touchdown. 46 if it stands. Lee Morris will be his second score of the night as he tiptoed down the sideline.
Morris' second touchdown of this game. You said it, came in 13 catches, 7 for touchdowns. He's got 2 more in this game. But this play was really made by the athleticism and the accuracy of Kyler Murray.
Seibert kicks through another extra point. We go back and forth. Oklahoma goes back on top.
You get one of the fastest players in college football on the edge to affect a defense like this, but then has the touch to throw on the run, over the defender, over the shoulder of Morris. This is the lethal combination of Kyler Murray.
And now the Alan Bowman injury becomes more magnified. Where is he? What's he doing right now? Back in Lubbock, Texas. 12 minutes to play here in the third. 35-31 as we go back and forth. And now the 7th-ranked Sooners on top. Still wondering the status of Alan Bowman. We catch the tail end of, looks like bothered him there. He got hit with a football.
Yeah, if you have your helmet off and balls are, you're warming up right before the second half, and it looked like he went down to one knee, and then this is him walking back into the locker room. So it didn't look like he had his helmet on, and the only thing you would really think about was, a ball hitting him in the head or maybe in the eye. But as they said from their sideline, they're still evaluating him in the locker room, so he's not available right now, and it's Jet Duffy's game.
He looked more angry than injured. His frustration, the reaction from getting hit in the face. We'll keep you posted. Jet Duffy is in there at quarterback. Duffy's able to complete to Keyshawn Carter. Marquise Overton makes the stop.
This completely changes the way that Ruffin McNeil in Oklahoma defensively will play. They don't have to respect as much the passing game of Cliff Kingsbury. They can focus on the RPOs and the quarterback run game a little bit more and take some more chances without putting your corners on an island on the outside.
Calls did not go Oklahoma's way at the end of the first half. These things tend to even out. Let's see. Here's Duffy going to unload down the sideline. Antoine Wesley was twisting around in the wind. And you can see the complexion of this game has changed dramatically with the absence of Bowman.
It's tough. It's tough. You don't get the reps in practice. So Duffy, despite the fact that he's played recently with the injury to Bowman, he's just not on the same page right now. And these fans know it. They're frustrated. You can feel the energy seeping out of this building.
3rd down and 21. Duffy got a road win when he started at TCU. And on 3rd and 21, he'll try to pick it up himself. And he'll get to the 30-yard line. Needed 21, got 16 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. That start at TCU marked the first time since 2009 that the Red Raiders used 3 starting quarterbacks in one season. McLean Carter started in the opener, got injured against Ole Miss, a high ankle sprain, and they tried to get him going against TCU, and he couldn't push off. And now we await the status of Alan Bowman, who was sensational in the first half. So 2 3-and-outs for Texas Tech to open up the 3rd quarter. CeeDee Lamb, the fair catch at the 21. Still trying to understand what happened to Alan Bowman. This is in the first half. Took a big shot down to the 2.
Yeah, big shot. You saw he was kind of doubled over. Then here he is right here. He tried to throw that football. He throws it one time, and then he doubles over and throws his helmet down. And got to wonder if those 2 things were connected. I mean, he's had struggles with that lung. Right? It was collapsed after that West Virginia game. It was a serious medical issue, and if there's any question about his health in this game, I agree. Don't let him back into the game. He needs to seek medical attention.
You could see his frustration in throwing his helmet. Here's Trey Sermon, the ball carrier. This is the play we've been talking about. The partially collapsed lung suffered the end of September against West Virginia when Bowman is sandwiched down.
Man, that's a scary, scary hit. And I had a teammate once, Chris Sims at Tampa, that ruptured a spleen, and that is not anything that you ever want to mess around with. So he did take that big hit over there, and if there's any question, protect the player.
Oklahoma football, 3 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Sermon gonna flip it to Marquise Brown. He's got Murray in front of him as a blocker, not much of a blocker. Justice Parker make the stop, so the baseball player there sort of get out of the way. He's not blocking the plate there either. Not much money that arm's worth.
I think he was dancing. Yeah, he didn't touch anybody.
He's like, I'm good. I'll be over here if you guys need me. I'm not sure anybody's going to give him a hard time on Oklahoma either. He's far too valuable. 3rd and 16. He's cool when he's calm.
Yeah, yet again, Texas Tech is putting Oklahoma behind the sticks.
On 3rd and 21. Trey Sermon. Stopped by Joseph Wallace, the first man in for Texas Tech. The Red Raiders get the football back.
Well, you don't see Lincoln Riley concede very often, but that was definitely a concession, and you can tell he's frustrated on the sideline with the operation, the efficiency of his offense, and that play clock to me is the biggest sign of kind of that communication issue between he and Kyler Murray.
3rd punt of the night for Austin Seibert, and they punted just once all of last week. Here's Seibert's 3rd punt. Daquan Bowman called for the fair catch. And Texas Tech with a backup quarterback will start at the 37 after a 50-yard punt. Madison Akamano has checked in. He'll replace Jacob Hines for now. Here's Duffy. Throwing down the sideline. got a man, and it is caught. Antoine Wesley. And it's a catch emphatically by two of the Zebras. On top of poor Parnell Motley, who can't catch a break.
Look at this throw. Give Jet Duffy credit. This ball is placed perfectly out there for Wesley. It's great coverage by Motley. He's right there. It's just a better throw and catch by Wesley and Duffy.
It's 39 yards if it stands, and by that look, it should stand. What a ball from Jet Duffy.
This is one of those ones as a quarterback, you just throw it out there as far as you can and allow your athletic playmaker at 6'5", 200 pounds to go up and make the play.
33 seconds left from the 7. Duffy is going to be swung around for a loss, and a big loss. Ronnie Perkins says, I have had enough. Perkins is one of the players that has been inserted into the starting lineup since Ruffin McNeil took over.
Yeah, he's a very talented player, 6'3", 255 pounds, probably one of the more talented young players on this entire Oklahoma team. He's a bedrock that they're going to be building this defense around in the future, but they need him. They can't afford to wait for him to come on. They need his skill set and talent right now.
It'll be 2nd and goal for Texas Tech from the 8-yard line when we open up the 4th quarter. Oklahoma by 4. The Red Raiders are knocking on the door. 4th quarter is coming up after this message from your local ABC station. Welcome back to the 4th quarter in West Texas. 2nd and goal from the 8. Jet Duffy throwing, and it is batted away. Looking for Vasher, and Trey Brown got his hand on it to knock it away. It's been an emotional time for Trey Brown. Recently lost his mother, had to attend the funeral, was given a game ball after the TCU game for his leadership, showing the team the ability to fight with what's going on off the field. Trey Brown continues to play with a heavy heart.
If I'm Cliff Kingsbury, I continue to throw the ball outside to these big wide receivers down here inside the 10.
Here's 3rd and goal. Duffy throwing back of the end zone. Too hot for Wesley. Could not hang on. Robert Barnes had the coverage. Looked like Antoine Wesley got a hand on it. Couldn't haul it in. And it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury's hot. Barnes was in coverage. He has the hand on the back there, right there. That could have easily been called pass interference. Normally, when you get the hand on the hip like that, they're going to call that.
Wesley has 10 catches tonight. He's been targeted 13 times. Here's Clayton Hatfield on the 26-yard field goal attempt. Try and make this a 1-point game. Bit of a high snap. And Hatfield's able to put it through. Reed Bowman doing a good job on the hold. And it's a 1-point game. The Sooners lead.
For whatever reason, Alan Bowman wasn't able to finish this football game.
Yes.
Really frustrating for him.
I mean, it's already a 3-loss season for Texas Tech. A chance for a signature victory to really knock rival Oklahoma out of the national picture for the playoff. And Bowman will not be around for it. The only thing that has been confirmed on Bowman's status is he is out for the rest of the game. The first half, we were keeping track of how many points we were on pace for. Trying to blow up the old scoreboard here tonight. Trey Sermon on the ground on 1st down. Bring up a 2nd down and 3. They were 59 points scored in the first half. Things slowed down just a bit. Only 7 points scored in the 3rd quarter.
You got to give some credit to these defenses, too.
Absolutely.
Oklahoma's come out. Obviously, it's a different style, but Texas Tech's playing better on defense.
Sermon patiently running. Using the official as a bit of a pick there, but he has 1st down yardage. It's a game of 10 on the play. Oklahoma's been so good on the road, going for their 19th straight true road victory. They've won a conference record 16 straight Big 12 road games. Trying to keep this going. Oh, Marquise Brown had it, and then he didn't. Waiting all night for that combination, the deep shot, Murray to Brown, and there it was.
Wow, and Marquise Brown comes up holding that hamstring, and the looked like he had that football. You know, we've been talking about how fast he is, the speed, and he's got that nickname, right? That flashy nickname of Hollywood. And that time, if he puts two hands out there to make that catch, it's probably a touchdown. So did the Hollywood and the flash come back to bite him there?
I was interested. Brown quickly goes to get the ball back as if he fumbled the football. There you see it at real speed. A couple steps. And he's playing in the fourth quarter. It's not a Tua Tagovailoa situation. CeeDee Lamb now. He's banged down from behind inside the 30.
Guys, Marquise Brown is still on the sideline. He's been getting work done to him all night long because of cramping, but that was more with his calves. This time we saw he was clutching the hamstring. They're doing a lot of stretching and giving him a lot of fluid. Well, there's no official update in terms of what his status is to return.
Thank you.
Yeah, that affects how Tech obviously is going to play here. You don't have to worry about the speed there. Now you can focus on CeeDee Lamb because Charleston Rambo, the substitute for Marquise Brown, not quite as explosive.
Here's Murray to throw. Good play by Lamb, coming back to his quarterback to make a play. He'll be short of the first down marker. It's interesting to me, Grease, with all the offense and the high scoring in this game, it's probably going to come down to a defensive play in a one-point game.
Normally how it is, right? It's certainly, and normally it's a turnover. Like, we can get a stop and a turnover. You see Marquise Brown's back out on the field.
Second down and 2. Sermon has first down yardage, and then some. Give him 6. Touchdown, 20 yards for Trey Sermon. Like so many of the runs tonight that appear to be they're going to go for a few-yard gain, and then it turns out to be 20 and a score.
And we talked about this offensive line, and this time Bobby Evans, the left tackle, watch him pull around. He's going to get the block that's going to open up the hole. They're just so good with those tackles. Both of them running both directions, and they just cover up linebackers, and Sermon makes him pay.
Extra point on the way, and good. Trey Sermon has 20 carries for 147 yards and a couple of scores. See how Texas Tech can try to answer this, trailing by 8 without their starting quarterback. Must feel like some of the air has been taken out of the balloon. We saw some fans heading for the exits.
No, don't say that.
Come on, Levy.
What do you mean, guys? What about the pictures of the fans heading for the exits?
What about the one-score game?
Yes, well, it's not on me. I'm not leaving. I'm staying. One of the great notes I was able to uncover was about defensive coordinators. For Texas Tech, for example, it's been 20 years since a defensive coordinator was in place for 4 consecutive seasons. And, you know, that just speaks to the offenses in this conference. Jet Duffy. This is what he brings to the party. It's a gain of 19.
Yeah, he's got 250 yards on the season coming in and 3 touchdowns. And so that's the first time he's gotten loose.
Duffy trying to get out of there. Throws on the run to Wesley. Wesley trying to stay in bounds. See where he went out. They're going to mark him out of the 15-yard line. Don't go anywhere, people. Jet Duffy has him on the move. It's a gain of 31. And you'd think his first inclination is to run, but he hung in there in the pocket and made the throw.
That was a great job by Jet Duffy. That's what he needs to do. You can't worry about this rush for Oklahoma defensively. They haven't been able to put consistent pressure. So when you get back there and you don't see your first read, buy some time and keep your eyes downfield. It's exactly what he did.
Duffy dropped by Amani Bledsoe. He's been in the middle of everything for that Oklahoma defense. Second down and goal upcoming.
And Amani Bledsoe starting to affect this game, and they need him. Can't just depend on his secondary, which has been much maligned. Sometimes the best defense against the pass is getting to the passer.
Pushing back to the 9. Duffy fakes left and throws right to Ward. He'll be rocked out at the 5 by Ryan Jones. Third and goal upcoming. 7.5 to go.
You can see the difference between these two teams. Inside the 10, inside the 5, Oklahoma runs the ball with power and Trey Sermon. Texas Tech doesn't have that luxury. They don't have that kind of an offensive line, and they don't have that kind of a back. So they got to do it with smoke and mirrors. Reverse screen there, throwing the fade to the outside, and I expect more of the same here on 3rd down.
Jet Duffy with people running at him. It is knocked away. Vasher got a hand on it, tipped it away. Seth Collins had a chance at it. Jordan Parker had an opportunity, and it falls to the turf.
It wasn't a terrible throw here from Jet Duffy. It goes right off the hands of Vasher. Give credit to Robert Barnes, a safety, in good position to make that a difficult catch for Vasher. And Cliff Kingsbury went for it on the previous 4th down,
yes.
And you kind of made the decision for yourself to go for it again.
Got the pass interference penalty the last time. 4th and goal from a 4. Duffy throwing against his body. It's tipped. It's caught for the touchdown. Zach Austin makes the grab off the turf and hooks it around the pylon for the score. And we're a 2-point conversion away from a tie game.
Austin was in motion there, and this is a great throw from Duffy. Going to the opposite, if you're throwing in, looked like that ball may have been tipped. And a great job of awareness from Zach Austin, knowing where he is on the field to get that football inside the pylon.
Zach Austin from Lake Travis High School walked on with Baker Mayfield. Makes the grab there. 2-point conversion for the tie. Seth Collins going to throw it, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Robert Barnes bringing it down the sideline. Robert Barnes picking up his blockers. Robert Barnes for 2 the other way. What a stunning turn of events. Texas Tech going for the 2-point conversion to tie it, and it's Oklahoma the other way to give themselves a 4-point lead.
They ran this play earlier in the game, and Seth Collins is a former quarterback. He was a quarterback at Oregon State, transferred and played receiver here, so they're confident in him throwing the football, but that was a poor decision, and you don't think you're going to give up 2 points when you're going for 2.
You always preach to our crew, keep an eye on the sideline interaction of the players.
Look at Kyler Murray and Parnell Motley. You got all these guys celebrating here, celebrating after they actually gave up a touchdown, by the way. But look at the leadership of Kyler Murray, trying to lift up Parnell Motley after getting that interference penalty.
The onside kick. You heard the whistle.
Okay, there's a timeout called potentially before that kick by Oklahoma.
6:54 left in the game.
The kick, Oklahoma, their first timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
And now what's going to happen is Lincoln Riley will adjust and put some hands guys up there, and probably what Kingsbury will do is kick it deep.
You like that gamble?
So just burned a timeout for Oklahoma.
Oh, they're swaying here.
I do like that game.
Jones, yes, of course.
Obviously, because
caught him off guard.
Yeah, because you're trying to stop one of those explosive offenses in football.
Try to cut down one possession from them as quickly as you can. How things play out could very well come down to November 23rd. Oklahoma will travel to Morgantown to take on West Virginia. Still some work to be done here. The speedster Kyler Murray is still running down the sideline.
So we came into this game talking about November as a championship season for Oklahoma, and that they have been as good as anybody in the country in the month of November. And this is a huge drive for Oklahoma. You've let Texas Tech hang around, but if you are who you say you are offensively, and your offensive line is as good as advertised, and you take over this game, run the ball on the ground, and you take time off the clock, and you score on this drive and seal this football game.
6.5 to go. Murray on the ground, and Trey Sermon He runs right into Vontae Dorsey. Who else?
I got to say this. I feel like we were sold a bill of goods. You know, we talked to the Texas Tech coaching staff. They didn't give you any indication they'd be able to, stay close in this game. The disparity of the talent level. And here they are in a 4-point game with 6 minutes to go.
There's no question.
Without their starting quarterback in the second half.
No question. And Cliff Kingsbury has done it in a number of ways in the second half, taking some gambles on back-to-back fourth downs on the last drive, attempting a surprise onside kick. But give this defense credit, too. They have played better in the second half.
Murray gives it to Sermon. He's got first down yardage and then some. Trey Sermon and Kyler Murray both over 100 yards rushing here tonight. And again, Murray, if you're just joining us, threw 2 interceptions in the first 8 minutes of the game. You could have never imagined that the way people were talking about him this week. 5.5 to play. Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, Todd McShay from Lubbock, Texas. The Buddy Holly signs are everywhere. Here's Kyler Murray. Keep it on the ground and burn some clock. Trey Sermon has already had a career high in yardage here tonight. Sermon has 23 carries for 165 yards. But Oklahoma offense has punished this Texas Tech defense to the tune of 30 first downs.
Yep, but you get into winning time here in the fourth quarter, and Lincoln Riley, you can see what he trusts the most. Right, he's not letting Kyler Murray throw the ball right here and potentially put the ball in harm's way up 4 points. He's putting it on his offensive line and Trey Sermon. That gives you a huge indication as to what Lincoln Riley thinks of this offensive line.
Taking the play clock down to 1. Kyler Murray on the option. The pitch at the Sermon, and he'll come up just short of the marker and inbound, so the clock will continue to wind. Reese, you mentioned that they lost Rodney Anderson in the second game of the season. He'd already graduated back in May, but to lose that kind of outstanding running back and still be the top rushing team in the Big 12 speaks highly of, again, this offensive line and what they've put together.
And they've got a really good player in Kennedy Brooks, who's a redshirt freshman, and T.J. Pledger was a high recruit. But they're all freshmen and sophomores. Sermon just a true sophomore. See, he's in the Wildcat.
3rd down and 1. Red Raiders defense trying to keep him in the game. And it's Sermon able to squeak through for the first down. 5 consecutive carries.
This time they were going to pull the right guard, Samia, pull him around and get up on the linebacker. It's a nice seal block by Bobby Evans, and that's just big boy football right there. Texas Tech doesn't have the weight up front to compare in short yardage situations with this Oklahoma offensive line. We talk about coming into the game, Oklahoma averaging almost 9 yards a play. That's historically good. But impressive to me tonight here in the fourth quarter has been the little things, the 4-minute offense that you don't think about when you think about Oklahoma.
Sermon some more. Sermon wants some more. Forget the yards. How about another touchdown? Trey Sermon. And it's an even 50 for the Sooners.
He's almost like a body puncher in boxing. You know, he's so big at 230 pounds, and he's been wearing on this Tech defense, as has that offensive line, and eventually you get to the end of the fight, and Texas Tech gave in, and that was an easy touchdown for Oklahoma.
Here's Seibert with yet another extra point.
I think that, you know, they get their pick of the litter with respect to running backs, and I think it has a lot to do because they know that they're going to pay attention to the offensive line. They're going to recruit some of the best offensive line talent as well.
Here's Daquan Bowman from the 5. Out beyond the 30 and the 40. And he is shoved out.
Does it feel like Oklahoma made a statement tonight? Did we learn something more about them that we didn't know prior to the game?
Well, the biggest question to me was not the offense. You knew the offense was explosive. It was the defense, and it's kind of mixed because, yes, Kyler Murray threw 2 interceptions that put his defense behind the 8 ball early, and that was 14 points. After that, they settled down, Well, there's still question marks for me with Oklahoma, and in particular the secondary. You got guys like Parnell Motley that it looks to me like they've lost confidence. And so when you face teams that have great wide receivers like Oklahoma's going to face in David Sills of West Virginia at the end of the year, you're going to need to have some guys that are confident in the secondary. There's no question about that guy.
And we wanted to learn about that Ruffin McNeil defense, how improved they were. It's hard to get a real feel with the loss of Alan Bowman not being around in the second half. Antoine Wesley on the receiving end for a first down. 2:15 to go.
So Jet Duffy here, he needs to be aggressive. You don't necessarily, we talk about this a lot, you don't necessarily need to get the touchdown on this drive. It'd be nice to, but you're down 11, so you're going to need both a touchdown and a field goal.
2 timeouts remaining. Duffy trying to find his way out of there. Nothing doing. It's a loss. Monty Bledsoe made the stop. Texas will come here next week. As for Oklahoma, they will be on the road at Oklahoma State. Figure out the Cowboys yet? Down to Seth Collins. It's a grab. And they're inside the 10-yard line. Clock will wind as they move the sticks.
Nice throw there. Now you just take 3 shots to the end zone. Not to burn any clock and give your big receivers a chance.
There's Duffy to throw. Back of the end zone. Knocked away. There are no flags. Trey Brown has been excellent tonight at the coverage on Basher.
Well, Trey Brown has come into the game in the last couple of weeks and replacing Parnell Motley, and Ruffin McNeil thinks that he's got a bright future, a young player, but that was really, really good coverage.
Second down and goal. Duffy throwing, it's caught at the half-yard line. Jadion High made the catch. The clock will wind.
Yeah, you got to get up and get going. I think that's a good call. That ball doesn't get there.
Duffy trying to run it in. He was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now trying to hold the ball over up the end zone.
Problem is you don't have a physical up front run game.
They bring in Dawson Deaton, the left tackle, as a blocker, and Jet Duffy runs behind him for the score.
Well, you can't run off the field, Jet. You gotta go for 2. Get the play.
So hold the phone. 65 seconds remain on the clock. They bring in Dawson Deaton.
Wow. See if he didn't get in initially.
Kenneth Murray trying to knock the ball free.
All right, last time they went for 2, Seth Collins threw an interception return for 2 points for.
Trying to make it a field goal game. Back of the end zone, knocked away. Robert Barnes got the hand on it. And Barnes unable to return that one 100 yards. You're not going to probably see that again. Well, this game anyway.
Tried to slip Antoine Wesley into the back of the end zone. It's just great recognition there from Barnes. I've been impressed with Jet Duffy here in the second half, right?
No question.
Didn't know he was going to be called upon.
Yes.
He's got 3 touchdown passes in the second half. He is gritty. It hasn't always been pretty, but it's been gritty from Jet Duffy.
Reese, the 2 critical plays of this game are the 2 failed 2-point conversions by Texas Tech. Now the field goal doesn't help them out. They had a chance to tie the game at 42 all.
Yeah,
and the separation remains 5.
6-point difference, right? Because you went for 2, but you gave up 2 on the other end, and then you missed 1. So,
but in a game with so many gigantic plays, 2 2-point conversions,
and yet they
turn out to be the difference.
Still have an opportunity here.
Marquise Brown is out there. Trey Sermon is out there. Here's your onside kick. Got a high bounce, and it bounces out of bounds. I don't know if that went 10 yards or not. There's a flag down. Had 1,160 total yards of offense tonight. As we play out the final minute. Stay tuned after the game. Look forward to wrap up and There's plenty to unpack and then wrap up again here.
Well, you look at Oklahoma, and they have preserved their potential run to the college football playoff. And certainly it wasn't pretty, and there was a lot of things that Lincoln Riley can address with his team after this one. I think the first thing out of his mouth would be you come on the road and you win in a hostile environment. After the way it started with the 2 turnovers from Kyler Murray, you can take the positives away there. But to me, cleaning up some of those unsportsmanlike conduct fouls would be priority number 1.
It was a long time ago that Texas Tech led 14-0 in this game. Oklahoma has touchdown drive 75, 75, 83, 99, 69, 75, and 75 yards. Long drives and not time consuming. Not the way Oklahoma plays. And they win their 19th consecutive true road game. Down to the field, here's Todd.
Well, Coach, early on you have a couple turnovers. Your quarterback, Kyler Murray, throws the 2 interceptions. How do you get him to kind of settle back in after that?
He's a competitor. He's been in these arenas. He's got a lot of confidence in what we're doing, a lot of confidence in himself. He came back and played awesome the rest of the way.
And what have you learned from your defense tonight? Obviously, a couple of them put in some tough situations early on.
Yeah, we did. We put them in terrible situations with the turnovers and with penalties, like right there at the end. So we're growing. We're getting better. We did it without a lot of our guys tonight, but we found a way to win in a tough environment.
Appreciate it. Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks,
Final score here in Lubbock, Texas. 7th-ranked Sooners continue on with a 51-46 win over Texas Tech. Brian Greasy, Todd McShay, our producer Josh Hoffman, director Mike Schwab. I'm Steve Levy. Don't forget to turn those clocks back, people. So long from West Texas. Send you to the Ford wrap-up and Matt Barry.